Hey guys, this is Red and Blue, the channel on YouTube for all things PSG in English. Please subscribe. Today, let's talk about one of our academy youngster, Quentin Ndjantou, 18-year-old PSG player who just signed his first pro contract with us. I think as of last week. So he's under contract with us for the next 3 years. He's been in the academy for the last 5. And he's generally talked about as one of those like really talented youngsters that we have in the academy. And out of his generation and the last crop of U17 and U19 actually, he's one of the most talented ones that we've managed to sign and put on a pro contract. And I think he's the kind of players that we're going to start seeing in the first team in this coming season. And so I thought it'd be good to kind of bring you up to speed on this player, talk through where he's coming from, who is he, where does he play, and how does he play, and what we can expect for him in the coming year. So let's just dive into it. Like I said, he's an 18-year-old player. He's originally from Arpajon, which is a kind of far suburbs of Paris on the southern side. He's 18-year-old as of like basically 2 weeks ago. He was born in 2007, which, my God, makes me feel old. And he just signed a contract until end of the season in 2028. So like I said, for the next 3 years. In terms of his career, he's been with PSG for 5 years. He originally started with the team of the town that is from Arpajon. He actually played for Paris FC, so the other Paris team who just managed to get promotion into Ligue 1 for I think 1 or 2 years, and then ended up in PSG 5 years ago. He's been through the ranks of PSG. He joined at 13 years old, so he did a couple of years in with the early squads, and then moved with U15, U16, U17, U19. And now, like, looking at next season, he's going to be part of the U21 group of PSG youngster, and probably making some appearances with the first team as well. He's also he's been through the ranks of the French youth teams. So he's had 14 caps with the French U16 and 3 goals. And then got promoted to the U17. He only played 3 games, and then U18 most recently only played 3 games as well. So yeah, really promising career so far. And a player with bags of potential as well, and quite an exciting one. So I got some footage off of YouTube as well, so we can watch some stuff of the player as we talk. In general, in terms of position, primarily he's a striker, and that was his original position. As he went through the ranks in PSG and with the youth teams, he's played in a few different positions as well. And I think most recently, he played the most as a left winger. He's actually right-footed, so right-footed left winger. As a number 9, there was a lot of competition from Mamadou Sangaré, who was another very promising youngster who actually signed this summer his first contract, not with us, but with Man City. And so there was some serious competition, and so he had to move to different places. He also played a little bit in midfield, so you can see on some of those clips, like the ones there, where he drifts back into the middle of the pitch and kind of organizes the game. I think he's got a very interesting quality of passing, but also like he's been described by all of his coaches throughout the categories that he's played for as someone who's very intelligent and has great vision of the game, which is, skills that are very much appreciated by Luis Enrique and are in high demand within this PSG side. And actually, most recently in the U19 group with PSG, he got the number 10. Which gives a sense of the sort of qualities and the sort of technicality he has as a player. And yeah, you can see He's definitely like, physical enough for his age group, but also like he definitely has skills with the ball. And I was actually listening to an interview of him as well that he did like earlier this season. And he said it's really something that he's worked a lot on. His ability to hold the game and organize the game, but also making the right decisions in terms of passing versus shooting, which as a forward is obviously something that they need to nail, and something that he seems to have. So yeah, like I said, like in terms of his quality, his intelligence, his vision of the game, his technicality, his versatility as well is definitely interesting. Like I said, he can play as a number 9, he can play as a number 10, he can play as a left winger. So he's got a lot of different positions in which he can be helpful to the squad. He's also a player that's generally very highly talked about in terms of his mentality as well. He actually missed most of the beginning of the last season because of an injury he got during last summer. He actually broke his ankle. So it took him the better part of the first half of the season to get back into the team. And at his age, such a big injury, it can really impede the growth of the player and his development. For him, he really took it in stride, managed to get back into the team, managed to get back into the starting 11 of the U19. And he actually really contributed in the later stages of the season when we got to the playoffs of the league. And actually, like this age group, they went all the way to win their age groups leagues. And he very much contributed in that phase. He had, like, I think, 1 goal and a couple of assists in the last 3 games of the playoffs. So really strong performances. And in general, like that line of 3 up front that they had, it was him on the left, Mamadou Sangare, who I mentioned before, in the center, and then Ibrahim Mbaye, who we've seen in the pro team, on the right. So a really strong 3. And I actually have seen some video where like him and Mbaye, they send long passes and long crosses to each other and kind of find themselves this way, find space. Which is it's really interesting, and hopefully that's something we can see with the pro team at some point this season. He actually already had 1 appearance as well with the pro team. Luis Enrique called him up for the game against Montpellier, which was the second to last day of the league this year. So we were already champions. So it wasn't really a very important game and a good opportunity to get some youngsters in. So he was called up for this one. He sat on the bench and didn't really get on the pitch, but just the fact that he was called definitely showed that Luis Enrique has his eyes on him. And that's why, right now, like he signed to be part of the U21 group. So he's not going to be directly integrated within the pro team. But it's very clear that, he should be getting some time with the pros this season at training first, and then hopefully a first few match appearances as well in Liga or in the Cup. He's definitely has the potential. I think where it's a bit difficult for him is that his positions are obviously very well manned in PSG. Not very easy for an 18-year-old to be competing with the likes of Kvara and Dembele and Barcola. So we'll have to see what he can do. Even in terms of youngster, I think Mayulu, even if Mayulu is a little bit more of a midfielder that's getting pushed forward, when Ndjantou is more a forward that's getting pushed towards the midfield. But ultimately, I think they end up playing the same kind of positions. So we'll have to see. Hopefully, like both of them manage to get some serious game time and they don't, steal the time from each other. So yeah, that's that's Quentin Ndjantou. He actually signed. He refused. He had interest from Ajax. Amsterdam was very interested in the player. Plus, a few German teams as well were interested in him. He did choose to remain at PSG and continue his progression there. So that's a big plus for us, obviously. He's also, like I said, he's been with the French under like the youth national teams of France. but he also can play for Cameroon. So he might have a choice to make at some point in terms of which national team he wants to play for. I think that could be significant. I think if you were to get some game time in the first half of the season, obviously there's an African Cup of Nations later on in the season as well. I don't think at this point it'd be anywhere close to making it into a Cameroon squad. But you never know. Weirder things have happened into football. But I think it's pretty far-fetched at this point. So yeah, in a nutshell, that was Quentin Ndjantou, a youngster from the academy that, I wanted to put on everyone's radar screen. Wouldn't be surprised if we see him be part of the squad this season. And I think, a player who has lots of potential, who's got the right mentality for it, who's had to fight for it already at a young age, and who hopefully can, contribute a lot to the U21 group in the youth league, but also come up to the pros a few times and start getting some time with the pros as well. Let me know. What do you think? Do you think that's a player that you're not going to keep your eyes on? Had you heard of him before? Is there any sort of already excitement about him? Did I manage to create some excitement about the player? I certainly hope so. So yeah, leave a comment in the comment section of the video to let me know what you think. Leave a like on this video as well. I want to do this sort of intro to some of our youngsters. Luis Enrique has definitely made it possible for a lot of them to start coming up into the pro team. So I want to do my part as well of making sure we properly introduce them and kind of know them before that time comes. So let me know if that's something that's of interest. Leave a like for it. Please subscribe to the channel. Please hit the bell to get notified for future video. And yeah, subscribe to join the team. Be part of this wonderful group that's getting created, and get your fix of PSG content every day here on YouTube. Thanks so much for watching, and please remember, ici c'est Paris!